first time we came, we actually had a group of about 10 or so people. They really were greatly moved by God, and they really saw revival in them and in what God was doing in their lives. And when we went back, probably of that number, there are 4 or 5 people that really just rose up as pillars of God in the church.
I learned a lot about finding disciples and making people disciples and going into places where there might not be a lot of people who know about God. I feel like an outreach should be personal, like connected. It shouldn't be somebody on a stage talking to a bunch of people. It should be interacting with each other and talking with each other.
When I started preaching the gospel, I think I was about 8. After Gateway Camp, I'm going to go on an outreach with the celebration team. We're going to go to different places in Hong Kong. There's going to be 5 groups. 2 are going to go to nursing homes, 2 are going to go to hospitals, and then 1's going to go to some basketball team.
God compels men, and Christ compels missionaries to go out to tell the good message about that you're free. We need to go, since people need to hear, and that's why missions are so important.
因为我想在这里遇见更多的弟兄和姐妹我想知道其他的团队就是如何去服侍我们的神，服侍教会，因为在这里可以学到很多以前没有接触过的事物，还有知识如何更好的去将那个上帝的福音传给大家。传的给整个中华大地，希望在该位里面可以得到更多就是神学方面的知识，然后把这些知识拿回到国内去运用、去推广，去影响更多的基督徒。
When they came here, even though they said they believed, they said this is the first time that they really had their own encounter with God. One person, it was his first time coming to the Gateway Camp. He said, this is the first time that I can honestly say that I'm not just depending on you guys' faith. I've really met God for myself. I really heard His voice for myself, and now I feel like I can really pursue Him even if I'm not with the group.
Estar acá en el campamento, conocer gente de China, gente de Hong Kong, para mí es muy importante porque me va abriendo la mente. El enfoque de este campamento es realmente lo que a mí me gusta hacer, que es movilizar, es animar a las personas a involucrarse en misiones. Entonces para mí es grandioso estar acá.
譬如好似琴晚講到同神係一個即係同神係一個朋友嘅關係啦，咁點樣真係可以做到一個朋友嘅關係？其實當中都有好多唔同嘅提醒。
The craziest thing I've done on Gateway Camp was probably shout so much at the rallies that my voice got kind of hoarse.
Creemos que cuando somos una familia fuerte podemos lograr bendecir familias. La llave, la clave, si todos conocemos a Dios, escuchamos su voz, podemos entender el propósito que Él tiene para nosotros como familia, va a ser mejor. Dios empezó con una familia, ¿verdad? Y el propósito es a través de la familia bendecir todas las naciones de la tierra, y de todas las naciones han venido al Gateway diferentes familias. Entonces eso es lo que enriquece.
我们渴盼着这次圣灵能够在我们中间运行，能够大大的复兴我个人的生命，也复兴我们教会的年轻的弟兄姊妹的生命。
They went from just being people that were in our church to really being leaders in our church. The fire of God inside their lives had really ignited, and it was just starting to catch on to other brothers and sisters in the church. So we really see Gateway as just what the name says, as a gateway, as a place where people can really meet with God. It's almost like we're going up onto the mountain to worship God, and you really almost see Him face to face.